Hello, it's Blockchain here coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you just tuning in, I'm primarily an Elliott Wave trader using other areas of Confluence and other technical analysis to really complement my price analysis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, it is Blockchain coming at you with another ETH technical analysis update. Before we dive into the charts, if you are new to my channel or my content, make sure you jump over to the website blockchaintratading.com. The link is in the bottom right underneath the video here, and right here, right where it says get my number one trading strategy for free. Yes, that is correct, for free. I'm giving it away for free. Just make sure you hit the get in touch button. I'll actually send you a video demonstration of my number one trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. You can apply it to crypto or stocks, whatever the case may be. So just click over there and I'll send you a free demonstration. If you're interested in joining the Discord that has over 1,000 different traders in there, ranging from full-time professionals to those who are just wanting to learn, you can do so as well by $25 a month at the little purchase button, or $147 a year, which is actually half off the monthly rate for a year. The masterclass is completely sold out, so stay tuned for round 2 to come out there. And of course, the Elliott Wave masterclass, which has been the missing link for me personally, was learning Elliott Wave. You can also do so from the Crypto Hippo right here as well. If you're new to crypto or trading in general, make sure you check out some of the preferred vendors. You can actually get little discounts here from signing up, and these are all ones I've personally used before in the past, and I would absolutely recommend. So make sure you guys check these guys out. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the charts. We'll do a quick update and just kind of look at where we left off from the last video on Monday. So on ETH here, we had this move up and we're finding resistance right at the top of the channel, as well as the fib line on GAN. And right back up towards our local high that we've been having issues breaking over and getting some confirmations. But so we did have a move up, but it was very quick and short-lived, unfortunately, for the bulls. So the bears stepped right in, had a nice move to the downside. You can actually see that the fib circle on the GAN chart is giving it a little support here, as well as even this 45 degree that we've been that's been holding us up the entire time, this entire run up from what we've been looking at. So we were looking for breaks that as this potentially being a wave 1 going up to a wave 2 right here, and a 3 to go up to 257, 269, finish off a wave 5, completing a wave 5 up around the 290 mark. So not 100% off the table yet, but it is getting close. And we'll look at a couple short-term time frames to kind of see, but really that just makes this whole entire structure right here just a complex correction. I don't see anything that is really coming across outside very easy to read at the moment. So we'll look at some smaller time frames, but again, this whole run up is we have two options from a WXYXZ right here, making this really another 3-wave complex correction move, connecting another 3-wave that would take us to the downside, or this whole thing right here is a wave 4, and it's resetting going into a wave 5. So on the daily, a couple things to take note. We are starting to see the hash ribbons cross back over into the green side, and what's interesting, what we want to pay attention to is actually right here from this move up, we got rejected outside of the bullish control zone, and we are now back underneath this fib. So if we do lose the support of this other fib, which is the fast moving, or not fib, I'm sorry, this EMA, if we do lose support over this other fast moving EMA right here, then it'd be a little bit more difficult from continuation, but generally we'll come back down, we'll retest it. If we don't find support right here on this fast moving EMA, if we go through it, then we'll be looking for potentially the volume band here, And then after that, we start to look at the bearish control zone. So that is what we want to pay attention to on the daily. So we did lose the bullish support here. Found a little bit of support on the volume band. I came back up, tested the bullish control zone, and failed to get into it. So that's what we'll want to pay attention to. So if we fail to get in there, then we'll probably come back down and start testing a couple different levels here on the RSI. You can even see on the derivative oscillator as well, we are having some the momentum tapering off from the upside, obviously from this pretty large move down. So we will see. Well, it's definitely something we want to pay attention to. Now we still can come back, at around down to like 200. Even the 185. We can still touch these areas and still get a fifth leg up to make this whole thing an impulsive move. So just because we are having some downside movement does not mean that the entire bullish scenario is off the table. The only time we can really 100% confirm that is if we get back into the 150s. Then obviously that's just gonna really imply that this whole thing right here was 100% corrective. So still a lot of wave formations to play out and form between them. So let's look at a couple of 15 minutes and a couple things that I was looking at the other day and watching from the last video. Let's get at this one here. All right. So from the last video, we were looking at this potentially being a wave one. Due to the severity of this right here, I would really consider this right here an ABC. So that was our two options, that this was going to be either an ABC or a wave one going up and starting at a 3. Now, it's not 100%, but due to the severity of this pullback, it is highly likely that was just an ABC. I was originally looking at this as an expanded flat right here because it matches up perfectly for an expanded B wave. So let's actually get rid of this and show you guys what I was talking about. Let's just take these off so it's a little bit cleaner to look at. So from an expanded B, you can see that it matches up very nicely with the 1.382 right there, and that would make this a very nice A, B, and a C. The problem is we got this other move down for an ABC, because with the expanded ABC, we would get the 1.618 move down from the C leg. So I'm pulling the fibs. Right here it matched up nicely. I mean, we went through, which is fine, but then we just got this other leg down right here that put us at the 2.618. Is it possible to be having like a very overextended C? I mean, yeah, it's possible from a guideline perspective. But generally, if it breaks this, it's something else that we can take a look at. So with that break, another thing to potentially look at is if overall this could be a wave one, and see what our fibs match up from that. And you can see that from potentially a wave one, that would be basically a 1, 2. This would be a 3, 4, and then come down again for a fifth. That would be somewhere within this zone. Probably touch this trend line again. If we do get that move, we would break this purple trend line right here. If I zoom out, let me actually go to the 1 hour real quick. This purple trend line, it's not the 45 that I showed you guys on the Gann chart. However, it is a fairly significant trend line in regards to it's been holding us up since, at least for a few days, going back from May 20th, we've touched it a couple times and gotten some bounces off of it. So we are back testing it again. Had a little bit of a move up, which, right at the moment I'm looking at it potentially being a wave 4 with another leg down, making it the 5th. And if that's the case, then we will probably, come back up, retest it, and then come back down. So if we do get another leg down, looking at it to come down and touch between the 2.236 and 2.618, so the trend line's right here at about 224, so roughly the 225, the 223 ballpark. I'm going to come back for another leg. I could potentially count 3 waves, within this zone. It would be a baby wave 1, but basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 right here. It is possible to get that in there, and if that's the case, then this move up, instead of ending here, would have ended here, and basically it would just be a 1, 2, 3, then have a 4th, and then a truncated 5th. So you can see that, pulling some fibs, it also did get us up to roughly the 4.236 with heavy resistance on the top of this channel. So this would obviously right here overextended 3rd. So with an extended 3rd wave, it would make sense to have somewhat of a truncated 5th. So that's ultimately be looking at for that piece. But overall, just this whole thing right here being an ABC zigzag, because we did have a 5-wave kickoff right here, so it does need to end with a 5-wave. Which would make sense for just an ABC zigzag. If you pull the fibs from these two here for the 0, A, and A, B, and C, you can see we get a 2.236 extension hit right here, which is pretty common for a zigzag. So what are some of the oscillators telling us right now? It was kind of, on the 15-minute here, it's what I like to look at a few setups. But so here I did see this other move up, and we hit that expanded B, and that's what I was looking to play and have just a C come back down. But being how violent that it was from the initial reaction right here, I held it, still held it. I'm still in a short position, but beautiful entry. Really can't complain about that entry at all, especially with a move like this. I know a member in our Discord, Danny, he's up over 100% on his trade on catching a short up here as well. So kudos to you, sir. But where are we currently? What do we want to look for? So on a 4th wave, you want to see the momentum oscillators reset, and that's really what we're doing. But it's pretty interesting to see this RSI right here just bouncing back and forth between the fast EMA and that volume band. Ping, 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 ping. Probably come back, retest the top of the bullish control zone. You can see that we obviously have some bearish divergence right here. And just also this whole move right here also setting it in as well. So we like to see these reset on a wave 4 to have continuation to the downside. So I would am expecting one more move, and at this point, being that it has again kicked off with a 5-wave move, have a 3-wave connection to make this either a wave 1 or potentially another ABC. And we'll just kind of need to see how it forms out. If we get this other leg down, if we don't, then it could potentially be finished here. But that would again just imply that this right here is an ABC with an overextended C, and then kind of go from there. But based upon what I'm seeing, I'm looking for another move down, test the 224, have another ABC right here for a 3-wave corrective move to either, again, have us connect more for another leg down to the downside for a potential wave 3 or for another C wave. And we'll want to see, what does that look like from the move down. But if we do get down here, then really, I'd say 225 for sure. It validates this whole move up as a potential impulse. We can have this potentially be for a wave 3. This can still, be a 2 where we are currently, and then we'd come up again for a 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. It would just be a very deep retracement on a wave 1. So it's not 100% off the table yet to make this and turn it into a 3rd wave. However, due to the severity, it is highly unlikely, I would say. So, which is why I'm looking for another move down. If we get this move down, for sure, 100% off the table. This right here is just, an ABC. So that's what I'm looking for. So if we get that leg down, confirmation that the impulsive move up is done, and this was an ABC, and I'd probably look for another equal leg to the downside if it's an ABC, or potentially turn it into a wave 3. What are some potential targets for those? If we get this leg down, again, projecting fairly far out, let's make this a little bit bigger. That's it. If we come down here, come back up, test the trend line, then back down, I'd start for a potential wave 3. I'd be looking at roughly $193 for ETH. For a zigzag and a wave C, generally anywhere from a 1-to-1 to a 1.618 roughly is what we'd look at. So 208, basically 200, and 193 would be my main targets I'd be looking at for those, for continuation to the downside. So we'll see what this plays out, but first we've got to get this other leg down to break this piece, and we'll go from there. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. Again, as always, if you like my content and you value the charts that I do, and just overall the content that I provide, make sure you guys smash the likes, hit that little subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord.